Listen closely, because your morning is not just another day starting. It's your declaration, your decision, your turning point. Listen closely, because the moment your eyes open, the world is not waiting for you to ask permission. It's already moving, already changing, already daring you to keep up or get left behind. But here's the truth. The world does not define your power. You define it. And right now, before anyone else speaks, before the first email pings, before the day drags you into someone else's chaos, you have a choice. You can wake up small, timid, apologetic, letting yesterday's doubts shadow your today, or you can rise fully, unapologetically, and claim what is yours. The power to shape, to create, to conquer. This is not motivational fluff. This is raw reality. The second you decide that you are in charge of your life, the second you declare it with every cell of your body, the world bends. It listens. It notices. Because power does not whisper. Power roars. When you claim your power, you start by standing in truth, not the story you've been telling yourself about why you're not ready, why you're not enough, why the timing isn't right. Those are lies that have been fed to you by fear disguised as logic. Stop believing them. Stop feeding them. Right now, look at yourself and see the energy, the skill, the resilience you carry. Everything you need has been inside you all along. You've survived storms, heartbreaks, setbacks, yet here you are, breathing, capable, alive. That is proof. That is power. And claiming it starts with recognition, not tomorrow, not after you're ready. Now, power is not passive. It doesn't wait for validation. It doesn't need permission slips from anyone. To claim your power, you must speak loudly, even if it's only in your mind at first. Speak your intent. Speak your worth. Speak your potential. Say it clearly. I am capable. I am fierce. I am here to take what I am owed. And don't just say it as words. They must hit your bones, your heart, your gut. When you internalize that declaration, when you feel it vibrate through your body, you are no longer negotiating with life. You are commanding it. That vibration, that confidence, that self-possession will ripple through every choice you make today. Claiming your power is not arrogance. It is clarity. It is understanding that you are the architect of your destiny, not a spectator in someone else's narrative. Too many people live in reaction, reacting to other people's expectations, reacting to circumstance, reacting to fear. But when you claim your power, you step into action before the world can push you off course. You do not wait for opportunity, you create it. You do not wait for permission, you grant it to yourself. You do not wait for the storm to pass, you become the storm that bends the world around you. That is the difference between existing and truly living. And it all begins with claiming the power you already own. The act of claiming power also demands courage. It will be uncomfortable. People may not understand. They may even resist you. But power is not given, it is taken, and it is taken in moments like this. In the quiet when you could have chosen hesitation, when the voice in your head screams doubt, when every instinct tells you to shrink. That is exactly the moment to rise. That is exactly the moment to claim the energy that is yours. Do it boldly, do it unapologetically. Because each time you assert your own authority over your life, each time you refuse to shrink, you build momentum. You teach yourself and the world how serious you are. You show that your presence cannot be ignored, your voice cannot be silenced, your light cannot be dimmed. Finally, claiming your power is a declaration of self-love disguised as action. It is saying without hesitation that you are worthy of the life you dream about. It is refusing to settle for mediocrity, for doubt, for fear. It is stepping into the fullness of who you are, not tomorrow, not when the conditions are perfect, but right here, right now. When you claim your power each morning, you carry it like armor. You walk into the day with certainty, with confidence, with clarity. You know your worth, you know your voice, you know your purpose, and nothing, no one can take that from you. Power claimed is freedom gained. Power claimed is life unlocked. Power claimed is the first vital step to becoming the unstoppable force you were born to be. So stand. Look in the mirror. Feel the weight of your own strength. Let it pulse through you, ignite you, remind you that this is not a rehearsal. Today is yours. Your power is yours. Claim it, own it, live it, and never ever let it go. The world waits for no one. So rise, claim your power, and let it define every moment of your life. Every morning, the world presents you with invisible walls. They are the limits you've carried with you from yesterday, the fears that have quietly anchored themselves in your mind, the doubts that whisper that you are not enough. They are familiar, and because they are familiar, they feel safe. But safety is the enemy of growth. These limits were never yours to own. They were borrowed from the past, handed down by circumstances, by people who couldn't see your potential, by your own hesitation. And today, right now, you have the power to break them. You have the power to tear them apart, brick by brick, thought by thought, and step into a space that is limitless. Because life does not reward comfort. Life rewards courage. Life rewards those who refuse to be confined by yesterday's boundaries. Breaking limits begins with recognition. The first step is to see the invisible cage for what it is. Those voices telling you, you can't, not yet, it's too much, they are not facts. They are fears speaking in disguise. They are echoes of someone else's doubt, recycled and recycled again until you believe them. But you don't have to. Today, pause and ask yourself, what limits am I carrying that are not mine? What fears am I wearing like armor, thinking they protect me, when really they only hold me back? When you identify them, you can confront them. When you confront them, you dismantle them. When you dismantle them, you reclaim the space that is yours by birthright, the space to grow, to thrive, to conquer. Limits only exist because we consent to them. They are agreements we make with ourselves in moments of weakness, decisions taken in fear, compromises born from hesitation. But the moment you refuse to consent, the moment you say enough, everything changes. Breaking limits is not a one-time act. It is a daily choice. Each morning you decide whether you will let the past dictate the shape of your day, or whether you will expand beyond it. Each thought, each action, each decision is an opportunity to challenge what you were told you could and could not do. And when you make this choice consciously, when you step into it fully, you are no longer living a life defined by constraints. You are living a life defined by possibility. Breaking limits requires courage, but also creativity. You cannot simply bulldoze through every fear with brute force. You must learn to see beyond it, to reframe it, to transform it, to use it as fuel instead of shackles. Every time doubt rises, you can respond with strategy. What can I learn from this? How can I turn this fear into my advantage? Limits are often illusions. They appear solid only because we look at them in a way that reinforces their power. Change the lens and suddenly, what once seemed impossible becomes possible. Suddenly the horizon expands. Suddenly the weight of yesterday's limitations falls away, and you can breathe deeply into the vastness of your potential. The power of breaking limits is that it reshapes not just your day but your identity. When you refuse to let fear define your actions, when you refuse to let hesitation dictate your choices, you begin to see yourself differently. You see a version of you that is stronger, bolder, unstoppable. And that version grows with every limit you challenge, with every fear you confront, with every step you take into the unknown. The walls that once confined you are now milestones you have conquered. The doubts that haunted you are now the fuel that drives you. This is the transformation that comes from refusing to be limited, not just in action but in thought, in belief, in identity itself. And finally, breaking limits is a declaration to the world and to yourself. I am more than what you told me I was. I am more than my mistakes. I am more than my fears. I am more than the past. Limits may have shaped me, but they do not define me. Today I break them. Today I step forward into the life I am capable of living. And every morning after this, I will rise with the same determination, the same defiance, the same refusal to be confined. Because once you experience what it feels like to shatter your own boundaries, nothing can ever contain you again. Limits are only as strong as you allow them to be. Break them, rise beyond them, and watch your life expand in ways you never thought possible. The voice inside your head is the most influential voice you will ever hear. From the moment you wake, it begins its quiet work, shaping your mood, framing your choices, dictating how you see yourself. For too long, many of us have allowed that voice to speak with doubt, with fear, with criticism. But today, I want you to understand something fundamental. The words you speak to yourself are not idle thoughts. They are seeds, seeds that grow into your actions, your confidence, your reality. And if those seeds are poisoned with self-doubt, regret, or hesitation, no amount of external encouragement can thrive. It is time, starting now, to speak to yourself like someone worthy, like someone who deserves greatness, who deserves love, who deserves the life they are dreaming of. Because the truth is, you already do. Speaking to yourself like someone worthy begins with awareness. Notice the language you use in your own mind. Do you whisper limitations? Do you say, "I'm not ready, I can't do this, I'll try later"? Each of these small phrases chips away at your power. Each doubt, no matter how subtle, is an agreement to diminish yourself. But when you become conscious of these words, you gain the power to change them. Replace them with affirmations of capability. Replace them with reminders of your resilience. Replace them with statements of your inherent value. Speak to yourself as you would speak to someone you admire, someone you love, someone who carries within them the potential to move mountains. Because the truth is, that person is you. The words you speak internally are not just psychological tools. They are commands to your subconscious, shaping the lens through which you perceive your world. When you tell yourself, "I am enough," it is no longer an abstract idea. It becomes a fact that your brain accepts. When you remind yourself, "I am capable of more than I believe," your mind begins to see paths and opportunities it previously ignored. This is not magical thinking, it is neuroscience. The language you use to describe yourself literally reshapes your brain, your confidence, and your choices. And when you consistently affirm your worth, you no longer settle for less, you no longer shrink in the face of challenge, and you no longer wait for validation from anyone else. You become the validation. Speaking to yourself like someone worthy is an act of courage. It is easy to believe the familiar story of inadequacy that the world has quietly fed you. It is easy to follow the path of self-criticism because it feels safe, because it excuses inaction. But true worthiness demands defiance. It demands that you rise above the echo of negativity and insist on your right to thrive. You will face resistance not from others but from your own mind. Old habits, self-doubt, and fear will try to reclaim their territory. And in those moments, speaking to yourself with worthiness is a revolutionary act. It is the choice to believe in yourself when the world has been teaching you not to, and in doing so, you change not only your day but the trajectory of your life. The impact of speaking to yourself like someone worthy extends beyond your own mind. It transforms your reality. How you treat yourself internally dictates how you interact with the world. When you believe in your value, you command respect. When you honor your capabilities, you inspire confidence in those around you. When you speak with love, intention, and affirmation to yourself, your energy radiates outward, shaping relationships, opportunities, and experiences. The simple act of internal dialogue becomes a silent force, pulling the universe into alignment with the life you are meant to live. Every word you speak to yourself is either a bridge to your dreams or barrier. Make sure you are building bridges. Finally, speaking to yourself like someone worthy is a lifelong commitment to self-love in action. It is not a mantra you repeat once and forget. It is a daily choice, a constant cultivation of your inner voice, a refusal to let doubt and fear dominate your consciousness. Each morning, each night, each moment in between, you have the opportunity to reinforce the truth that you are enough, that you are capable, that you are deserving. When you fully embrace this, you will notice how your confidence grows, how your ambition sharpens, and how your life begins to reflect the worth you have always carried within you.